All right, guys. We've got herO in the top left side. It's the PiGosaur Weekly Grand Finals. And we haven't actually seen any of herO's games today. But he has had, like everyone, a pretty steep and difficult path to get here. Solar in the bottom right side having an incredibly hard path as well. I mean, Solar's already taken out multiple top players. He's looked fantastic doing it. But we'll see how the ZVP looks, because I have not seen a lot of herO's ZVP on this patch. I am so fascinated to see what he's going to be doing. I mean, the man that flows freely in a more chaotic patch than ever. I mean, this is murky cave diving at its finest. I've been describing the meta as right now. So essentially, you're in the middle of a cave dive, someone's panicked, they've kicked up all that silt, and now you're trapped in some weird claustrophobic muddy space where you can't see anything and you're just feeling your way around in the dark. That's a weird analogy. What can I say, guys? There's always that point when the algorithm gets you and you start watching videos about one weird horrifying thing or another. And the other day, I guess yesterday, I watched 2 videos about people getting stuck in caves. Man, I don't know why people choose to do that. I can understand why people jump off mountains in those like wingsuit things and stuff. I can understand why people go skydiving, but when people go and they're like, I'm gonna go and swim into this tiny little crack underwater, I'm like, you guys are a special level of insanity. But hey, to each his own. Anyways, third hatchery gets forced here. Cybercore comes down on 19 supply Cybercore. Hello. herO. Oh, I like this opening. I was workshopping this opening the other week, and I decided to not go through with making a build guide for it because I thought it was a bit too complicated for people. But I do like the kind of 14 gate and then like 17 Nexus, 18 or 18 Nexus, 19 Cybercore into the double gas after the Cybercore goes down. It's really cool. And then you just kind of explode into the gas mining to try and catch back up on it. It does feel, there's something about it that feels good. And I'm glad to see herO's experimenting with it. I want to see what his take is on that. Drones going out to the third base. That Nexus does come up as well. Looking at his wall-off, this has got to be one of the best herO wall-offs I've ever seen, guys. I know this is rare praise for me, but if he just builds another gateway or something there, it's reasonably clean. I mean, maybe not the best because he can't wall in behind that at all. And knowing herO, he's not going to build the structure out front. He'll randomly put a gateway here and then another pylon here and have a weird diagonal, but it's not too bad. Not too bad. And the gateway and Cybercore are both kind of recessed, so they can't really get surrounded by Zerglings or anything like that either, if there's some aggression coming in later. Okay, the Adept Shade's forward here. Solar going for a pretty standard setup. Now, in this matchup, I haven't really seen if the meta's shifted. I think for some Protoss players, they've figured out Trap, Skillless. A bunch of guys don't make Warp Gate until you're on 3 base saturation. And you can pump so many units out of gateways without Warp Gates. One of the weird things we saw earlier, though, is I think a lot of Protoss players don't realize that if you aren't planning to do a timing attack, staying on regular gateways is actually the best way to hold mid-game all-ins. Like, if Solar, who's known for doing the German taxi, he drops 4 queens, attacks with Roach Ravager Zergling, if you just have 4 gateways pumping Stalkers, you can make 1 billion units out of those 3 or 4 gateways. Once Warp Gate's finished, you don't need to transform into Warp Gates, and each gateway is 40% faster at producing when it's not in that Warp Gate form. It's a pretty damn big advantage. I mean, it's not compared to the Warp Gate form, but you know what I mean. It still ends up being about, I think it's about a 30%, maybe 28 point something percent advantage. 16 seconds for a Stalker versus 22 for warping them in. Of course, your Stalkers have to walk to the front, but over the course of 1 or 2 minutes of production, you massively outpace it. You can have less gateways, less investment, because it's not just the 25 minerals, 25 gas per Warp Gate transform, it's also the fact that each gateway is 150 minerals. Now, herO absolutely just goes for Warp Gates the same as he used to, and I think that's what most players are doing. I do think it's okay, and I'm sure herO can find ways to win with it, but I think there's a whole range of builds that Protoss players have barely dipped their toes into, where you do min-max this with less gateways, no Warp Gate form, and if you're not doing a timing attack, which he's not right now, it actually comes out on top. herO actually put the gate in the front. Yeah, it's a nice little wall-off, isn't it? A rare herO wall-off that is clean. 5.5 minute lair. Not a fast lair, but of course, why not? Solar's got 3 mineral lines. Solar's playing a classic rule of one gas here, guys. His Roach Warren is not very fast. He's just kind of going, nah, get 3 mineral lines up, defend with 5 queens, zerglings, spores, pull the drones away from the oracles, take a fast 4th base, and then let's just see if we can get away with it. I like it. I like this. Solar's so known for just hitting Roach all-ins that if he starts a game greedy instead, hoping herO's going to be overly defensive, and then just snowballs in the mid-game, that's going to make herO a bit more afraid of letting Solar do what he wants in the opening stage. It's going to put more pressure on herO to disrupt the Zerg opening. We already have a lot of players saying Zerg just gets out of control in that mid-game if you don't disrupt them as is. You've got to find a way to put them on the ropes. Lings trying to surround the Adepts, seeing what they can do. A couple of these Adepts do go down. It's not a bad trade. Zerglings are cheap, guys, so it's fine. He's down 200 resources, but I think that's totally okay. Question is, does he go Roach speed right now, or does Solar try to avoid using Roaches? Melee starts and a Hydra Den. Yeah, he's not going to use the Roach Warren. It's a defensive Roach Warren. It's a, if you attack me with something, I can make Roaches and Ravages, but I'm going to try and play Hydras instead. And the Hydra Den does get spotted. Queens will deal with the Oracle, though. There's only 1 Oracle left, 6 Stalkers right now. But you can see, yeah, he's instantly transforming every gateway into warp gates. So just an old school style for herO. And that makes sense. You really need to min-max your defensive efficiency and also rework your mental habits if you want to use those regular gateways. It's not something I expect herO to do. As much as herO adapts very well, you're not going to expect him to spend 10 minutes, not 10 minutes, 50 games, let's say, memorizing new openings and min-maxing different timings and things to try and get the most out of a change. Instead, he's, yeah, I'll just pay a little bit of extra money for the warp gates and just keep playing how I was. Now, of course, there's some really nice timing attacks we saw from Jumi and a few other players in Home Story Cup where they hide pylons around the map. Haven't seen any of that yet from herO here in Game 1, but decent Stalker Oracle pressure. Nice Zergling split there for Solar, sets off the stasis trap. Lings go around, unable to find any openings. And he is solid on 3 bases behind it. It's the classic 6-gas setup behind this for herO. And I think we really want to see him start Psystorm. There we go. Psystorm kicks in behind this. If he can make a few High Templar at home, start gathering energy, then his follow-up will be excellent. Already trading very well is herO, but Solar's on 75 workers. Remember how early this 4th base was? And his 5th base is almost finished as well. But no Infestation Pit. And he's only on 6 gases. It's a very mineral-heavy style, but as Solar's upgrades kick in, especially... Oh, he's going to go Overlord speed. We already saw him use this earlier today in the tournament, guys, where he did a massive Hydra Ling drop in the main of Protoss. Good positioning here by herO, just blinking away. Remember, he's only got 1 Oracle. He puts a stasis on the random side of the map. Zergling will set that off instantly. Fleet Beacon's on the way, even before dropping a 4th base. So he's happy to stay on 3 base, get Storm, and get the Mothership if he needs to. These High Templar didn't warp in very long ago. I feel like herO could have had so much more Storm energy gathered. But luckily, this 4th, even though it's the least defensible of the 3 possible locations, it's the one that defends you from drops, so it's kind of genius. I always make fun of herO for choosing the worst 4th base imaginable, but in this case, it kind of blocks the drop strategy from getting into his main unscouted, which is a massive, massive boon. Thank you for the sub there. Split. I'm going to call you just Split. We're not going to read the whole name. Thank you, Digits, as well. Not to mention Starbringer. Someone was saying, do you think the patch notes are too complicated for average players? Maybe for Protoss, not for the others. Big drop goes around the left side. Here comes the Lings and the Hydras. The Storm will easily stop this push, but did he even see the Overlords? He didn't! He didn't see the Overlords! Oh, no! I thought that position on that base would save him from this, but this Hydra Ling is all about distracting. That's all Solar wants to do here. The real move's in the main, and that Templar Archives is the first target, I think, once those probes go down. But recall comes in. Whoa, pretty good recall. Beautiful Storm. A bunch of the Hydras are actually trapped in between the buildings there, which is kind of hilarious. The Storms do push him back. He didn't leave any Storms on the front, which means these Hydras are really hard to deal with. The probes are getting massacred here in this base, and that's a really big problem because look at this. Overlords are going to come in behind. They might actually go back into the main and drop up there. At the same time, the Hydra's overwhelming, and Solar, he used this earlier today. It's clearly his favorite move on Rainfall on this map. Gets an arc on snipe there. The Hydras, do they get overwhelmed by the Zealots? Maybe, but that's because there's a drop in the main base doing more damage yet again. herO hanging on by a knife's edge. He's down almost 30 workers right now. Here come his High Templar. They're a very slow unit. They're not good for moving around to defend such distant fronts. You want them to be in a static position, defending one area where possible. Overlords will escape on the left side. Hydra's pushing through these last Zealots and Stalkers, and that will be GG as these Zealots run out. That's hero's last army units. He's got a few more Stalkers and a Zealot coming from the main, but that's not going to be enough. If he loses the third, he loses the fourth below this as well. His economy's done for. Storm comes in from the back. I kind of like that. Looked like he energy recharged that from the fourth base, but herO going to get taken out in game one. If he had a pylon on the edge, sees this coming earlier, it's a very different game. It's a very different game. Even if he has just like 8 Zealots underneath those Dropper Lords killing the units as they unload, he might be able to hold on there. herO going to tap out. No GG, actually. Maybe he meant to type it and typoed it. That's usually what happens with pros. They usually type it after the game if they accidentally left the game without typing it. herO, though, has to tap out, and Solar, with a big Hydra Ling drop, takes out game one. All right, guys, we got herO in the bottom left side of the map, Solar in the top right side, and we are going to be seeing a no-scout build for herO this time around, so mixing it up a little bit, he's decided let's get a bit greedier this time around. Wait, is this Nexus first? Oh my. He drops his second chrono immediately. Are we doing 17 or 18? He must do 18 Nexus, otherwise you'd save this chrono, wouldn't you? Maybe not. Maybe he's like, nah, I just want to saturate this as quickly as possible. Get the Nexus up. Sick opening. Nexus first is pretty fun. Normally players cut and build the Nexus on 16 to make sure they get unsupply blocked without building a second pylon. This feels like herO just made this build up on the fly. I think this is a bad build. I think you don't want to use the second chrono and you want to go 15 or 16 Nexus, I believe. We're going to see. I think he probably has to squeeze a second pylon in because this Nexus is a bit too late. I could be wrong. I'm hoping I'm wrong. It might be just a little inefficient, but we'll find out as we go. So gate into double gas there after that Nexus. Usually you go 2 gate off of a Nexus first, and then you send 2 Adepts across pretty early, which can actually hit quite hard. On the 12 worker start, it would actually hit with 2 Adepts earlier than a 1 gate expand would get the 2 Adepts across. But that's because you've gone 2 gates and thereby delayed your attack, and well, herO's not gone down to build that second gate yet, so he might just be doing straight to Stargate. He might be playing this more passive. Is herO tilted? Yeah, herO's never been tilted in his entire life, guys. herO's untiltable. This man has joy in his heart and fire in his veins. He does not get tilted. Maybe a tiny bit, but like it's like he can get tilted and then 6 seconds later he's like cleaned the tilt. He's like he's wiped the if his brain was a chalkboard, he's just wiped it clean, you know? He's cleared the slate, everything's reset, and he's very quickly able to let things go. He doesn't really hang on to anything. That's a lot of gas. He's gonna go Stalker Stargate. It's a crazy amount of gas. He has so much gas. But look at his economy, man. Nexus first is pretty sick. herO plays the love of the game. He's always smiling, and he's my favorite player. Yeah, he's always having fun playing. herO and Dark refuse to just, like, there's a lot of players who get, I think, bullied by the community or, like, the public perception of people saying, like, you have to play this way. The way you're playing is inefficient or wrong. herO and Dark are 2 players who've never let that affect them even once. They will always play the game the way they feel like playing in the moment. They do not let other people dictate how they should play. And they're both very good at finding kill moves, you know? Lambo described Dark as, yeah, he's a bit weird. He has a lot of inefficiencies, but he's the best at just trying kill moves constantly. He makes the most potential game-winning moves of anyone. And I think that carries over to herO as well. Yeah, he's going to make some... He's not going to take the safest route almost ever. He's not going to take the most sure route. But herO more able to just kill someone in any moment, to just find a win condition where other players can't even imagine that there's a win condition there. Void Ray into Oracle will come down, clean up this Overlord, so he wants to push Solar's vision back. Solar still down in workers against this Nexus first opening, and now slightly supply blocked. Couple Lings are going to come forward. Of course, the third base has now started at about 4.5 minutes. Void Ray and a Stalker on it should be solid. Gateway comes up to finish the wall off, and that Adept decently positioned there. I love that the Stalker's out in the open. Trying to bait these Zerglings. If it was 10 or 12 Zerglings, you 100% surround and kill that Stalker. But he's just like, yep, we're just running the Stalker around with the Void Ray. I'm herO, man. I do things how I want. You can't tell me what to do. My name's herO. I feel like he's kind of like you know, there's like swamp people, guys? The deepest, darkest areas of the world. I feel like herO's a swamp person. You know? Just has his own weird take on things. Parents were huffing mushrooms while he was in the womb. He's been licking toads since he was a young boy. And he's looked inside the universe and he's seen things other people are barely even aware of. Oracle's gonna go north. I don't know how you huff a mushroom, guys. But I guess that's part of the swamp magic. You ever smoke mushrooms, guys? I guess you could probably do it. It would probably have the same effect. Normally you'd have some tea or something, but yeah. Void Rays are going to go after the Zergs there as well. You never huffed mushroom dust, bro? Smoking mushrooms doesn't do anything, actually? Really? Fire would kill it. Ah, makes sense. Guys, I'm basically a chemist. I definitely understand how the real world works. Why is the Stalker still with the Void Ray? What is this Stalker doing here? Oh my god, here comes the Zealot timing, guys. It's a 6-gate Zealot timing. The Stalker's just along for the ride. Why the hell not? 11 Roaches are building. Can Solar defend his 4th base? herO wants that hatchery snipe. Every time Solar runs away, he's just going to retarget the hatchery. He will snipe the hatch. Adept down there does take out just one drone. Nothing too crazy. Does get blocked by the Queen and it derped out. It had actually been shift-clicked on the drones because the Queen blocked it. It couldn't get in range for a second and it lost the order. It decided that it wasn't possible. Spires on the way here for Solar. He's still got a good worker advantage. I don't think losing the 4th is the end of the world, but you know what, guys? Air weapons is on the way, and that's really important for you guys to know. You might be wondering, why is he going air weapons? I think he's going to build a single carrier and a mothership. I kid you not. herO does the most random things recently. I think is it just for the mothership, or is he going to make one carrier? I think he might make one carrier as well. Man's getting +1 for a herO unit right now. This is mothership before, and now he's making flux veins and 2 more star. What? He's going into mass zealot, off of mass zealot into mass void ray mothership. I mean, the void ray swap, it could, in theory, and this Overseer's denied scouting, which is really good with that Stalker, it could shut down a Roach all in, and the void rays will beat the Corruptors. Solar's building Corruptors right now because he saw the fleet beacon. Oh, so the Stargates weren't the plan. That's a reaction. Because Solar spotted the mothership, he knows Solar's going to play Spire, Corruptor, so he's going to go Void Ray to counter Corruptor. Okay, genius. herO's really smart. Just really aware of what Solar's seeing, and what he knows Solar will do a Roach Corruptor all in. And he's like, if I just get enough Void Rays to win the air fight, I win that. This is very smart. Will the timing work for him? I think so. I think Solar's going to build another like 5 to 10 Corruptors, a few more Roaches and Lings, and just go. He'll bring his Queens as well. Yeah, he always does this Queen Roach Corruptor kind of all in when a Protoss is trying to be a bit too fancy. But the Void Rays need to start, brother. Brother, this Void Rays, oh man, this supply block is killing him right now. We've seen so many Protoss die to Solar today from being supply blocked right when his push is moving across. And this is a disaster. There's only 9 Corruptors. He should be able to beat that. If he had 3 Void Rays out, he's got 2 Voids. Well, the Oracle and the Zealots are going to charge forward. Some Zerglings running the base. +1 weapons is about to kick in. It's not quite ready. Time Warp goes down. A brilliant Time Warp. Biles landing all over the mothership. Luckily, they don't land on the Void Rays. The Void Rays activate their prismatic alignment. The Corruptor starts to take damage. The Zealot's actually trading decently. 3 probes going down in the main, but the Zealot and the shield battery is there. I love that shield battery in the main that he prepared exactly for this moment in case the Corruptors or the Zerglings got inside that main base. Now, the Void Rays can defend this on their own. The Roach Ravager thinking about pushing in, but that's a lot of Void Rays. Now, you just need to not walk your Void Ray into the bile. herO with some negative micro there, but the Void Rays have Flux Veins. They go forward. Corruptors, not the best answer to Void Rays. You really want Vipers, but he's not got a Hive, and Solar finds himself taking massive damage on the retreat. Imagine how much more one-sided that would be if herO wasn't supply blocked. Even as is, it's still a good fight for him. He's lost 3,000. Solar's lost 8,000. 4 base to 3, but I think herO's happy to play that. Problem is, Mass Void Ray doesn't scale well. So herO, pretty good spot right now, but could get bad. And he's going to turn on Prismatic Alignment, gets one Corruptor, but he loses a Void Ray for it. It's a good snipe for Solar. He's going to recall. Oh my god, oh no! Oh no, he messes up his recall. herO, he's going to lose another Void Ray on the way home if he's not careful. Luckily, Solar's not really looking. Mama's in the middle of the map as well. herO! herO! No! Get it together, brother! He's also making carriers into Mass Corruptor right now. He baited him to Mass Carrier. I guess he's just going to commit to a full air war, which it could work. He's lost one Void Ray. The other Void Ray did get home, it looks like. Fair call. Okay, 4th Stargate and a Forge goes down for Plasma Shield upgrades and cannons. herO taking a 4th up in the north. Zealots trying to run around this map. Still pure Roach Ravager Corruptor. Remember, guys, when Solar's all-in doesn't work, he always goes for round 2 of the same all-in. It's one of his most predictable perks, and yet somehow Protoss players are never ready for it. They always get caught off guard by this. And 7 Void Rays, I think, is not quite enough. I think there should be Void Rays rather than carriers building right now. There we go. herO realizes. He knows who he's playing. Solar always goes for round 2 of the same all-in, and it has a crazy good win rate as well. It almost, like, it works just insane percentage of the time. Zealots will jump on top of these roaches. That's a great fight there for herO. And he should be able to defend this base, but he's strung out. He's strung out. Oh no. Defensive Time Warp goes down. Absolutely necessary. But this is good for Solar because it baits the Time Warp early. Luckily, the Void Rays didn't use their Prismatic Alignment, guys. Oh my god, I just tried to control click the Void Rays, guys, and I shift clicked them. Age of Empires muscle memory. Oh no. Control and shift are reversed in Age of Empires, guys. Actually played a lot of StarCraft in the last 3 days as well, so that's kind of funny that I'm observing a game and I'm using Age of Empires mechanics randomly. Zealots trying to go around the Roach Ravager. Good surface area for the Zealots. They're trading not too badly. Void Rays are going to catch 1, 2, 3 Corruptors. You cannot fight into the prismatically aligned Void Rays, and it's ready. It's off cooldown. But he kind of can, he knows he can chase him anyway. +2, and there's no air upgrades. Solar doesn't have air upgrades. That's it. I think herO here with a genius play in this game, guys. Goes Mothership, gets scouted, pivots into 3 Stargate, now 5 Stargate Void Ray. Oh my lord, prismatic alignment's so good. He doesn't want to cancel it because then the Corruptors will force the fight. The Biles, though, can't get hit by the Biles. Biles are really good against Void Rays. Carriers go forwards into the open, but the Corruptors dive here. And oh my lord, those Corruptors get absolutely massacred. Solar has to tap out. herO with a genius build there. Goes for the Zealots to snipe the 4th. Goes Mothership behind it. It gets scouted. And from there, he plays Solar like a fiddle. 4-player map, Old Sun Temple, guys. herO in the bottom left. Solar in the bottom right. And it's going to be side spawns. herO is going to scout to the right side. And Solar's going to scout to the left. So they're both going to scout each other immediately. Remember, you cannot spawn vertical. It's only horizontal or cross spawn. And this is going to be a pretty potentially aggressive spawn where I feel like I can see Solar breaking these rocks and kind of taking this 3rd and then launching a big attack at herO. herO probably going to want to expand away from the Zerg, I would imagine, but it's herO, so you never know. It's going to be a 16 hatchery for Solar. Sees the probe blocking, and he's going to go take the 3rd actually away. Because he doesn't actually know where herO is, but he's like, well, I know you're not vertical, so this is the safer expansion, and that does make sense. If you take the forward base, the early adept's going to be a nightmare. But either way, this base is very far spread from your natural. I don't know who's favored in this one, guys. Historically, herO does beat Solar. So this is 19 Nexus. Does he build another one? So it's 19 Nexus, 19 Gas, 19 Cybercore, and then 19 Second Gas, I think. Sorry, very much just staring at herO's opening. It's, no, 20. Okay, so he goes... Okay, 20 Second Gas, and then maybe 21 or 20 Second Pylon. There we go. Okay, cool. Good to see the opening. So herO enjoying this Nexus before Gas opening. Quite a cute build order. Third base up there. 2 Queens building. And that 3rd feels like it's really in no man's land, doesn't it, guys? Feels like it's out in the middle of nowhere. Adept is on the way. No warp gate spinning, which means obviously you are thinking about, oh, I wonder when that Stargate's going to come out. But you can just see that the Stargate does get quite delayed compared to when the Adept comes out. Also, keep in mind, guys, Adepts now take 33 seconds to build. They did get nerfed slightly on the build time. Does he cancel warp gate? Yeah, cancels warp gate, builds a Stargate just shy of 3 minutes. So, of course, there will be oracles, as per usual. Warp gate now restarts, as well as another Adept arriving. Where's the first Adept, guys? Ah, ready to block any Zerglings that run in, but Solar kept all the Zerglings at home, just one on the watchtower. It's the only deviation. He's actually building 4 more Zerglings, I think because he's worried about 2 Adepts coming in, but he hasn't seen any Chronos on the gateway, so I think this is an overreaction for Solar. I don't think he needed 8 Zerglings this early, but better safe than sorry. See that Adept phasing out of the gateway. Void Ray once again coming out first, wants to deny the scouting, wants to keep Solar in the dark. Solar slightly supply blocked here, and once again, hero's economy very nice. It has felt like the Protoss, because they start with Chrono, has a pretty good start in this patch. It's one of the weird things where there's like a bunch of things that were nerfed. Like, you have to pay for warp gates now. That sucks, man. This is one, though, where the start does feel quite nice for Protoss, but obviously once that Zerg lava production kind of just drips its way through, and Solar's been so good at getting 3 mineral lines up early, it does feel like Solar often takes a little lead, kind of the mid-game stage. Void Ray denies the Overlord. Depth's pushing away the third. The Zerglings at the third. This is the finals, guys. That's right. 1-1 right now. I'm so keen to see. This looks very similar to pre-patch, right? Like, it doesn't feel drastically different, whereas it feels like the ZVT balance, or at least the momentum, it feels like it's very different. The timings are so alien, and the timings are still different here. But then again, I've watched so much ZVT in the last few days. I definitely need to see more games. Doesn't feel like this matchup's been as heavily disrupted as ZVT. Could be wrong on that, though. Oracle's going to come in for the natural. Does he find any openings? There's 2 spores. I think the third base is lacking a spore, but it has 3 queens, so should be quite easy to defend. hero's just going to clear 1 active tumor. Sees the spore crawler's well positioned. He will go north. The queen's out of position. Solar! What was that? Solar just sleeping at the helm. Queen's abandoning the mineral line that doesn't have a spore in it. He's lucky to only lose 2 drones in mining time. That could have been a lot worse. It's 2 Stargate. Ooh, okay. A few people asked me about 2 Stargate the other day. I said, 2 Stargate Void Ray. I've been seeing it a bit more. I think the best way to play against heavy Void Ray players is to go upgraded Zergling, head towards Ultras, just defend with some Queens in the meantime, and try to be as greedy as you can. But the hard bit is scouting if they're going to mix in Zealots or Glaive Adepts or something weird with it. Because that's where you need to be ready to spring into action. And oh my, all the Lings are on the wrong side of the map. A bunch just popped out, but they're not here in the main. The drones are going to have to run away. An Evo block would have been nice, but it's not ready. Oh no, Solar goes across the map. There's a battery and a few Void Rays there, and now hero's Adepts are just having a party in the back of his base. And his Zerglings, they weren't invited. They're going to try and crash the party now, but I think it's a little bit too late. All the good drinks are gone. There's some light beer that some weirdo... Oh my god, someone brought Budweiser. Oh, Budweiser's the only beer that's left. The pizza's cold. All the good snacks have been eaten. Only the ones that no one wanted are left. There's a lot of celery sticks, and the hummus has been left out so long that there's a skin on top of it. The Zerglings are going to try and eat that hummus anyway. I mean, I get it. You're hungry. You arrived late. You had a late shift. You weren't invited, but 15 drone losses. This is a devastating opening. And that's going to be rough. 3rd Stargate coming in. Forge coming up as well. Ugh. What a way for what felt like a perfectly fine early game to just turn sour so quickly. Now, I wouldn't say it's over because hero's building mass Void Ray. And that's kind of a trash unit comp. And I think Solar's just going to all in. He's making Hydras and Lings. I don't think Solar's going to make a single extra drone in this game. He sees the 3 Stargates. That's going to convince him even more. Build nothing but Hydras. Go all in. A couple probes go down, but I think hero's fine with that. Hero's trying to build a 4th. He's making a cannon and a battery there. You just got to wonder, how does he beat a mass of Hydras? The only way herO does is by just having overwhelming numbers, or if Solar wastes enough time and a Mothership comes out, obviously that just checkmates the Hydra push. Mothership is amazing at Hydras. Remember, by the way, Mothership, we already saw Mothership. I forgot to mention, guys, it has way less shields, but more hit points now, and the Mothership has 2 base armor, so it's more tanky, but obviously it doesn't regenerate nearly its hit points. So it's worse over many skirmishes where it gets like chipped at, but it's better in like one single fight, if that makes sense. Its overall tankiness is reduced as well, so maybe it's just worse in general, actually. Because I think it's still down like a total 100 total hit points shields combined, or maybe 150. So maybe it is just worse in general, actually. I could be wrong on that. Better against like Marines, maybe Hydras as well. Low damage units. Against Corruptors, it's much worse. Alright, recalling the Void Rays, trying to defend, but that is a lot of Hydras out here. Once again, Zerglings get inside the main base. He's going to try and fight it with probes. Stasis Trap not getting too much damage. The Void Rays, they are going to be fighting into this. Dude, the Hydras do not have a crazy amount of support. Guardian Shield is so effective here. The Void Rays trying to engage this, but man, herO, he needs to buy time for Mama. She's just 15 seconds from popping. He needs to buy time. He's going, Mom, help, there's a mean Zerg player. Mom, he's playing with my toys, help. But honestly, the Void Rays are going to defend on their own anyway, because herO was that far ahead. Mothership comes out, and it's already game over. Never mind. Never mind. That is going to be that, guys. So the Mothership here, just to show you guys its stats difference. Too much damage off the Adepts. 200 shields, 400 hit points now, whereas it used to be, I think it was 350 before, right? So it was like 700 total. Now it's down to 600 total. So I think it is 100 less total hit points and shields combined. All right, guys. herO's in the top left side of the map. He's up 2-1 in this grand finals. Solar is going to need to fight back from behind. Such a frustrating way to lose that game. 6 Adepts just sneaking in, and you having no answer at home feels awful. But it's Eternity's Edge. It's a rather large map. He's once again going to have to take the third base, which I think Solar's just accepted. And we'll see how he goes. Pig, didn't he build 8 Zerglings just for fear of that? Well, that was at the very start. He was in fear of 2 Adepts at the start of the game. Once there's 6 Adepts, you could have at least 20, probably 25 Zerglings to shut that down. And he didn't see that coming. He'd moved his Zerglings across the map. I think he had about 14 Lings, and he went to pressure herO's third. But the Void Rays with, I think, a single Adept and a battery defended it. And the Adept slid into his base without him noticing until it was inside his base. So he had to build Zerglings from scratch, get them there. He didn't even try to bring his Zerglings home at first because they were so far away. Kind of figured they wouldn't be there in time. And those Adepts just got a huge amount of mining time, many drone kills, lots of damage, and herO was able to make his way to that kind of funky, heavy Void Ray play, which I think is a pretty weak strategy, all things considered. But when you've got that sort of lead, it's fine. Yeah, it looks like a solid build here for herO yet again. No more Nexus first. Solar's kind of doing the same thing every game, so I think you probably could Nexus first and do like no scout openings a little bit more if you wanted to, but I think herO feels like blocking this base gives him really good value. Thinking about how Solar's played, I think herO might mix in like a Glaive Adept follow-up to 2 Oracles this game. We also haven't seen like a pylon just snuck into a corner somewhere. Obviously, Overlords normally have good vision, but like a pylon up here? Pylon down here at places where they're unlikely to be scouted. It's just hard to get that probe out there to do that, and that could be good for like Zealot run-bys later on. We haven't really seen like a full Gateway man either, like Mass Zealot Stalker Swarmy style. We don't see that much these days, but it's always an option on a big map like this. Just use your mobility to roam the map. Keep the Zerg pinned. I think for herO, his mind's really on the Mothership, though. I think he's enjoyed the Mothership recently, and he wants to keep enjoying it. I think he knows it's such a frustrating power spike for the Zerg to deal with. The way the Time Warp can force the Zerg back, and so much as Zerg versus Protoss is it's catching them in the open, and then going, ha-ha! I caught your army. And normally recall's annoying to deal with. Force fields can also keep you out of trouble. But now you've also got, oh, I can drop my time warp and my cloaking field. And you usually have to back away from those spells as the Zerg. So add to that, of course, the fact that Hydras kind of just suck against the Mothership. And I think herO knows a guy like Solar is going to struggle once the Mothership's out. Solar's all about those mid-game timings. Already good trading. 4 Zerglings going down. Third Nexus at 418. Dude, his third base is so tight. Really does feel like herO's build's pretty good. Obviously, he paused probing to get that down then. Hadn't quite finished saturating his natural. Arguably, that's a bit more important, the probing, than the third Nexus, but to each his own. Beautiful cancel into Evo Chamber trick. herO grabs a lava nonetheless. Twilight and Forge should be going down any moment now. Overlord of the main sees everything. Solar has not gone for a fast melee build once in this series. Ooh, Oracle's going to take a bruising. Goes a bit too deep. Queen's fine damage. Overlord of the main will get dealt with by the Stalker. It does feel like herO's forgotten to do his build. Like, he's scouting. He's going, what are you doing, herO? Oh, let's get in, do a stasis trap. This is cute, you know? It's annoying. But one has to wonder, what are you doing? Okay, there we go. Second Stark. He's going to play the same. Sky Toss again. Really? I mean, it's more surprising, I would say, off of a double Oracle opening. Especially with these Adepts once again going forwards. Much like this is the same build as last game. This time, though, the Lings will see those Adepts. And not just see them. They get a pretty good angle on them. But the Oracle's there to save the day. 2 Adepts for many, many Zerglings. The units lost times. Oh, actually, it was only 1? It was only 5 Adepts to begin with. And now the Zerglings are once again all on the wrong side of the map. They all get cleaned up over there. And what a frustrating setup this is. Solar down 7 workers. Finally shuts these Adepts down, but herO's already done the damage, and Overlord speed is going to be the play. So Solar wants to do an all-in. He wants to do a 4 gas push. This is a fake 4th base. He's going to build nothing but roaches, lings, and load up the queens and go for the push. Problem, Void Ray's hard counter this strategy. Because he's going to have enough air units to just kill the 4 queens that he brings. It's literally a build order win. Solar could not, for the life of him, imagine that herO would be crazy enough to play Mass Void Ray 2 games in a row. herO says, hold my Soju. And then basically is just going to get a build order win. Solar, no idea what he's playing as. He thinks it's Stalkers or Zealots or Storm or something like that. Normal ground-based play. And look at this. He's getting butchered on the ground as well. He can't even push the bloody Adepts off the Watchtower. The Zerglings are just getting hammered. Every time he chases into them, the Adepts are trading so well. They shade back. All of them still alive. There's 3 Void Rays out. There's only 4 Queens in this Dropper Lord. Once it dies, the air units will kill everything on the ground as well. Maybe Solar can kill a ton of probes and find something, or if his Lings get in the main. There's a warp in there. Solar not getting in the main this time. He's going to go forwards. The Queens are fighting. Transfuse is pretty good. A few Corrosive Biles landing on the Void Rays might make this work for Solar. As the Oracles, they're already heavily damaged. And he needs to engage the Queens. The trick with this is you have to engage the Queens. The Biles, ooh, they're kind of scaring him. Remember that herO is really bad at dodging Biles with Void Rays. He's fighting the ground units with the Void Rays, which is a different way of doing it to what I'd expected. I thought he'd just overwhelm the air and go from there. Biles do take out a few of the probes. Queens are now going down, and that's the point where this becomes so much simpler, because now all you need to do is dodge the Corrosive Biles. He flies into Corrosive Bile again! I don't know. herO is so bad against Corrosive Bile. He consistently steers his units into it, where if he just A-moved, he wouldn't get hit by it. It's crazy how often... I've seen him do that twice in this series already. We saw him do it against several in the 2024 World Championship, where he lost 6 Void Rays to a set of Corrosive Biles, and he's actually getting ransacked when he had a build order win here. I know that's a strong statement. I'm not saying it's that easy that a build order win means you just automatically win, but letting Lings in the main there, letting the third get sniped, and moving multiple Void Rays into Biles, and also just losing attack time, dodging Biles that weren't placed anywhere near the Void Rays multiple times. So I think a little bit of panic there from herO. He's now desperate to do counter damage. Maybe there is a little bit of trauma deep in herO's mind from the number of times he has thrown his Void Rays into the Biles and lost them. Oh, he's going to lose a few Voids here. There we go. Queen's taking big damage. He's going to try and focus the Hydras down. The Transfuser's coming down. The Hydras will be able to defend. Nice move by Solar. hero's going to tap out. Wow. That's crazy, man. I thought hero would have 5 Void Rays so easily out, so early. Shoot down the queens and then just spread them out and just dodge biles occasionally. But the third goes down. He lets Lings in the main as well. And Solar grabs a win from an impossible situation. Really bad early game for Solar as well. Even more impressive that he won off of that. All right, guys. hero in the top right side of the map. Solar in the bottom left. Game 5 to decide it all. Now, is hero going to go Nexus first? Game 5? Nope. 12 pylon scout. Standard opening. Super standard. Of course, you want to get that first chrono at about 6.5, 7 seconds is the optimal moment to do your first chrono boost. You can do your second chrono the moment you get 50 energy, but a lot of people like to wait a few seconds. Make sure they're not getting early pulled before they go for that chrono boost. It's going to be a 14 gate here. You can see here he's not too stressed about the timing on it. That drone for Solar. We'll have to go take the third base. He sent it out really early this game, even earlier than it's really needed. Does go for that chrono immediately, so no caution, no safety. And for hero, is anyone surprised? Is anyone surprised? Chat says they have a feeling hero will do something stupid and still win. Yeah, stupid might be pushing it. Something that at face value seems stupid, almost certainly. I mean, there will be elements of misplay. It's hero, right? His door will be wide open. Some weird stuff will happen. This spawning pool's already kind of delayed, guys. That is a pretty late spawning pool. 1:43. Wow. That's a late start time for that. But of course, he's gone gas before pool. No one's really hitting with super early adepts or anything, so it should be fine. Ooh, double gas going up there as well. Cybercore also. Probes being a nuisance. Solar sends a drone and says, "Get away from my minerals, boy. Oi, leave me alone." He does have to back away, but immediately comes back because his name is herO and he lives to be annoying. It's his favorite thing in the world. Now, of course, this was the double gas coming down. One just before the Nexus, or one before the Cybercore, sorry. It's Nexus gas, Cybercore, second gas. And of course, the second pylon coming down on 20 supply as the final cherry on top of the cake. herO will be going for that Stargate in the main. He's on 150 gas. And this time it's a few seconds earlier than the previous game, so slightly tighter opening. Starts a Zealot, cancels it, builds an Adept. That Zealot was probably just a misclick. Ooh, he's thinking about pylon blocking. It's not worth. Not with 4 Zerglings there. They'll instantly kill it. Pylon doesn't have enough hit points to survive 4. If it's 2 Zerglings, the pylon can tank it. Dep comes in, goes straight towards the main base. Creep Tomb is a juicy target. Well worth. 25 energy gone there. Personally, not a big fan of the 3-star Void Ray opening. I don't mind Void Ray first. I think Void Ray first is perfectly fine. I prefer Oracle personally. I think it forces more of a response from Zerg, keeps them more in check, but it's whatever you prefer. I do think, 3 games in a row of 2 3-star Gate Void Ray would be very gimmicky. Because he's going to get better and better at predicting it as time goes on. Wave Adept's shading to the left side. Shouldn't really finish this. Oh, he will. 6 Zerglings on top. Good Spore Trick to dodge the second focus fire. Beautiful pull away on the weak drone. Nice Spore Trick on the third drone. Adept still gets the second drone kill, though. Good micro for both sides. I think overall that was a fantastic hold, though, for Solar. Nonetheless, he's still down a few workers here. Zerg does need a bit of time to recover, and these 10 Zerglings will at least keep the Oracles at home, though. Zerglings coming in. They're going to go for the third base. Oh, where's the Oracle? There it is. Okay, it's fine. I was worried for a second there. No Spore in the third. Just one in the main. One building in the natural as well. Overlord pokes in. Sees extra Oracles building. That's all he needs to know. If you're continuing to build Oracles, you can't be building a really scary ground army at the same time. You can't be doing Glaive Adepts, Charge Zealots, anything like that. So I think Solar's scouting's been very good. And he has ahead a few workers, which is nice for him. Oracles come in, and they will take a few spore shots. Ouchies. 3, 4 drones is nice. Oracles are bruised, but 4 drones is really good. And that's important because I do feel like herO's probing has been slower this game. I don't know if he's just missed more probes. It just feels like 5.5 minutes, only 43 probes. It just feels sloppy. And to be fair, herO is highly inconsistent with his build, so that's not surprising. He's also not got Twilight Forge yet, which means he's playing 3 Stargate again. Look at this. He's going to go Fleet Beacon again. Oh my god, he's such a troll. Now, to be fair, this Mothership might be ready for something like that same push in the last game. And I think it would probably beat the heck out of 4 Queens, a Mothership. Yeah, he's very adamant about this Sky Toss. Feels like Solar should be on high alert for it, though. Like, isn't it a bit obvious? Sees the Zealots building, but he also sees 6 gas. This does not look convincing. This looks like the Sky Toss build to me. 3 Zealots, it might trick Solar. I don't think it will. I don't think a few slow Zealots running around in circles at the 3rd is enough to really trick him into thinking this is a Zealot build. Evo Chambers on the way, 5 more drones, 4th hatchery on the left. A few Oracles moving around, Serral, of course, grazing the middle of the map. Spire's on the way. Solar knows what he's up against. He's going for Spire. Brilliant. Mothership and a 4th Oracle on the way, guys. So you might be wondering, so what is the thought process behind going mass Oracle Mothership? There is none. herO's clicking buttons in an order that he thinks might work. The Mothership and the Oracles do not go well together. They don't really mesh. He's just hoping to do a big wave of Oracles, and then he'll swap Carriers or Void Rays or something like that. But he really needs to find big damage with these Oracles, or he could be in big trouble. This Oracle needs to turn on its laser straight away. It will do so. But this means the Zerglings are going to scout as long as they go north. As long as they go north. And they do. They do. He sees it. He sees it. He sees the Stargates. He sees the Mothership building. Let's go to Solar's camera and see what he's focusing on. Solar here wants to secure this finals. herO doing the same sort of style 3 games in a row has been way too predictable, and I think it's playing into Solar's hands. Solar scouting so well this game, and I mean, finding that win in the previous one was, of course, kind of clutch, but now I would say he's favored in this position. That being said, it is Solar. He can... I mean, it's not that he can't play late game. He chooses not to play late game. He's on 83 drones. He's making Corruptors. If he hits max out without having traded in some effective way, things are going to be really, really tough for him. He's got to find an effective trade before max out. And to be fair, that shouldn't really be too hard, because, I mean, what's herO's got? It's just the Mothership. Like, what else has he got? +1 air weapons, but also ground weapons, 3rd Stargate, a bunch of gateways. It's just going to be a hodgepodge of Zealots and Void Rays. Oracles fly across the map. 2 Oracles already down for just 2 Queens. Only gets 2 drones. The Oracles have not found the mark. They have not found the damage. And they are now a very ineffective investment. Best bet for him is spam stasis traps defensively and hope that they help slow down a push and buy you time for your Void Rays to win the air war. Now, the downside of not going high, of not going late game, is Solar will not have Vipers to deal with Void Rays. He will not have Ultras to deal with ground. And generally, if you're far enough ahead as a Zerg, you go Ultras and then eventually add some Viper Corruptor to deal with the Void Rays. Ultraling Bane can usually just kind of base trade against the Skytoss player and win that way. And I would have loved to see him play that, but he's Solar. He's going to go for a Ravager Queen Corruptor all-in, which is always what he does against Skytoss. He does not like playing late game. He does the same thing against Battlecruiser mech against Terrans. Solar is an expert at these attacks. You might think it's obvious. He does it every game. Yes, he's done it 10,000 times. I fear not the man who's practiced, 10,000 different moves or 10,000 different kicks. I fear the man who has practiced one kick 10,000 times. Solar has done this sort of attack so many times, and he's very, very good at it. He's got 20 Corruptors out, 4 more building. He does need Ravages. It's very important to Corrosive Bile the Void Rays, otherwise they just beat your Corruptors. But with Corrosive... Actually, there's only 6 Void Rays. Dude, I think Solar can just A-move this. Forces the spells out already. Time Warp does come down along with Cloaking Field. Void Rays haven't used Prismatic Alignment. The Oracles come in and turn on their lasers. He's just full sending. herO's full sending because he knows he's going to be in trouble the longer this goes, but he's got so few Void Rays. Takes some big Corrosive Biles to the chin. He's only got 7 Void Rays. He's building 3 more. The Zealots trying to overwhelm on the ground. The Zealots will overwhelm on the ground. The air, though, goes to Solar. with flying colors. And herO needs to pivot, and he needs to pivot hard. How the hell does he beat the Roach Remax? He's making Stalkers right now. His Void Rays are flying away. He's still building Void Rays. I don't know if that's going to be a winning commitment long term. Zealot Void Ray counterattack does not find the economic damage he's looking for. The Roach Remax is here. The Zealots are getting wrecked. There's no way to get enough Void Rays in time, I don't think, to beat the Corruptors, or is there? That's what he's banking on. He's just going to go mass Void Ray. He's trying to get the 4th up, trying to go mass Void Ray. He's got a few Stalkers, a random Sentry or2. Solar is relatively all in terms of his tech, but his economy's so far ahead that it doesn't matter. he's on 10 gases, 88 workers, so many units coming forwards, and I think the Roaches can win this fight. No Overseers in here, but of course, Mothership is dead. Doesn't need the detection. Biles all across this army. Roach Corruptor is getting pushed back. herO with a heroic hold right now. Holy moly, that fight was really good for him. Prismatic Alignment's still on. You can't be fighting here. Solar needs to make up his mind. Is he standing and fighting, or is he running? I don't think he has the Corruptor count to fight this. He's only got 9 Corruptors. The Void Rays are winning this fight. Oh my lord. Oh my lord. Literally, Solar just overcommitted there. Didn't have the Corruptor count. He needed to just run away the moment he realized he didn't have the Corruptor count, but he didn't. And the Void Rays with speed chase him down. He keeps going in with the Corruptors, but he doesn't have the numbers. He cannot take this fight. Oh my lord, herO has done it again. He just keeps building Void Rays. He overwhelms the Corruptors. There wasn't enough Corruptors, too many Roaches on the Remax. Solar getting overrun. He keeps on taking these little skirmishes, but he's losing every single one. He needs to get a critical mass back up, but he's just not quite there. The Void Rays with Flux Veins, they absolutely flux, and they flux hard. They flux hard or flux home. That's what herO always says. And his Void Rays, that was so fast that he didn't feel confident retreating. It feels terrible to retreat from those speed Void Rays. Solar has to throw in the towel. He does GG. I'm not sure if many of us would have GG'd there. That was totally fluxed up. And how in the world? It was so... He's like, I've got a heavy Zealot army. Now I've got a heavy Void Ray army. Now I'm on a heavy Zealot army. Good luck dealing with this. I felt like with this amount of money, there should be almost no way to lose. But number one, he didn't have many Ravagers for the Biles, and his Corruptor count was very low. And you're going to look at the units lost tab. So when this fight starts, let's do a little analysis, guys. It's 2,500 resources between the two of them, okay? So he comes in, and I think the Roaches do well against the Zealots, and he could just stand and fight with the Roaches, but the Corruptors obviously can't. The moment the Prismatic Alignment comes down, you just have to run away, right? I think you just have to, like, full run, try and get away. That force field was brilliant. So already at this point, guys, he's gone from 2,500 down to 5,000 down. Holy moly. Remember, a lot of the Zerg supply is in workers, but it's only 18 more. But also, Roaches are very low value supply. And a lot of that army was still rallying. And then I think this continuing to turn to fight here, I think really screwed him over. Because I don't think herO's army scales very well. I think you just need to, like, click your whole army home and get out of there. But he keeps, like, running into random corners and rocks and turning to skirmish. But, like, I think he just needed to, like, completely send his units home as soon as the fight began. As soon as the Prismatic Alignment turned on, go home, get your Corruptors all together, more Roaches and whatever else on the ground, and then go for it. And he comes in here, doesn't quite have the numbers. He's lost so many Corruptors over those last few minutes, so many Roaches. Needs to give this base up and fall back to 4 bases, but he can't believe what he's seeing. And it's just the speed of these Void Rays and how decisively counterattack. And Solar just is like, I gotta defend, kind of panic fights here. Not saying it would have been great losing this 5th base, but he loses so many units on the retreat, and you see the scary power of speed Void Rays, because it's just so fast. You need to 100% run or 100% stand and fight. You can't kind of hang around and do both, and he gets punished for it massively. At the end of that series of trades, it's now 10,000 behind and the resources lost. 10,500 even. That's crazy. That's like an 8,000 resource swing in that last minute of the game. I mean, that is just insane. And it's just a bunch of +1 Void Rays with a few Sentry Stalker Zealots. Unfortunate, Solar just overcommitted to the counterattack and didn't pull home as early as he could have. That's a weird situation. I'm not used to seeing a game trade 7,500 extra resources in one favor at pro level in that limited time. That was absolutely insane. GG, well played. herO gets another win, believing in the power of Sky Toss right now, and he takes down Solar 3-2. GG, well played.